Hey, so just wanted to make another vlog. You know, I just wanted to start off saying what I'm grateful for. Um, I am grateful for God allowing me to get married. I've never actually been married before, and even though it kind of felt like just kind of a normal relationship, I think actually getting the document, that I was married, I think that was pretty cool. And I'm grateful for who I was with. I mean, I had fun. I think just like anything, here almost at least in my life, sometimes it just it goes bad, So it's unfortunate, but I'm grateful for that person, and I'm grateful that I got a chance to get married in my life. I'm gonna make sure that I'm not married again, but it's uh, yeah, I'm grateful that I did get married. And then the next thing is I'm grateful for I guess my freedom. Like I'm grateful that I got a chance to try to make a business in life. I'm grateful that I got a chance to um, go to college. Try out college. I'm grateful for those things. And then I think I'm just grateful for, I got a chance to, go to Europe and things like that. And uh, that was really great. And so that's another thing that I'm grateful for in high school. Um, and then obviously, I'm grateful for my family and friends, that I've had and had. And Um, I would say grateful. I've never really bought a car before. I'm grateful for that, even though, I guess now I can't even drive it or anything like that. But I guess that's the downside of it, and it's just a hard truth. But I think, I'm grateful that I even got to go through the process of buying a car. And I got to drive it for a little bit. That was cool. And then also, I just reflecting on, God's laws. God says that, you have to love your neighbor as yourself. You have to not covet what other people have. Like my life is, this is my life, and other people have their lives, and sure, I might be, I might have mentioned something negative, but um, there's other people who would probably be willing to exchange some of the things that I have, for what they have, and vice versa. And so, um, I think I just, every day I have to choose to be grateful. And then, um, you know, uh, the other laws that I really like are, obviously honoring your father and mother, being obedient, and it's supposed to go well for you. But obviously Ecclesiastes, and, learning that, that's not always the case, even though it's a promise, but sometimes it just doesn't always work out like that. Um, Even if you think you're being obedient, you might have missed something, or things like that, where it doesn't always work out like that. And let's see what else. Not committing adultery. So I've never committed adultery. I've never uh you know cheated on my spouse or anything like that, but I know that it is a big thing for people, and there's a lot of pitfalls out there. And then the other one is not stealing. So I do remember, that sometimes when you get into like a rut, you know, stealing is definitely one of those sins that, attract a lot of people. But it's good to not take what's not yours. Even Jesus was saying how, um, store your treasure in heaven where people can't steal it, and where it doesn't rust. And so, yeah, that's just kind of one of those other unfortunate things about, just the journey here. But, everyone has their highs and lows, for anyone watching this, we have to try to, kind of, cope and just get along with what God has given us thus far. I feel like sometimes we're all just experiencing sort of being an island, but of course, no man is an island. But I think a lot of people do kind of, it's interesting how 7 billion people, sometimes even with so many people, you can feel as if, you're not having the best time. And I would say, I think one of those things is just trying to always, really having to be content, even when I'm wanting to like, be content, I still have that thought in my back of my mind, like, oh, if I'm going to be content, then I'll gain something. And so I feel like sometimes, the Bible is like that where, and knowledge is like that, where, when you know something, and you want to just check off the boxes, like, oh, if I do this, then I'll get this. Then sometimes when you know something and you have knowledge, I feel like it makes it a little bit harder to just be genuine. And it makes it a little bit more difficult to be just, kind of that in the book of Job, he was being accused of, kind of just playing by the book and not really actually caring about God, but more just, wanting what God has to offer. And so, um, I think sometimes it's difficult, even when like, oh, try to be humble, and sometimes it's easy to miss being genuine about a lot of that stuff. But yeah, so those are some of my laws that I reflect on. Um, you know, uh, but obviously, we're not justified by the law. I always have to remember that, like, we're only justified by faith in Jesus. But you can't just ignore the law. And I don't want to ignore the law. We have to look into those things because I know, like, throughout my whole time, I've been reading the Bible for a long time, as far as being 27. And I know sometimes I never really go to Leviticus. And this is a common thing among Christians because, like, even on the Bible Project videos, that they have, he's like, okay, it was either Numbers or Leviticus, and he's like, okay, I know you've been avoiding this book because it's weird. We're gonna fix that. And so, like, that's the intro to the book. And so it's like common that, sometimes people avoid certain books in the Bible because it just sounds weird. And when I had a New Living Translation Bible, I really liked that Bible. Like, I was really happy with that. I ended up, I think I sold it or something, but um, I think I'm gonna get another one of those Bibles for sure. Right now I have the NK, the New King James version. The Bible I started off with was the NIV Bible, and that Bible was pretty good. I really like that Bible. That's the first Bible I think one of the first Bibles I started off with, and that's always a classic. You know, obviously the technical classic would probably be the King James version or the New King James version. But for me, my classic is, you know, the NIV. But yeah, my goal, I hopefully I'll come across a New Living Translation Bible. They have some really cheap ones at Walmart for like $5, but the print is like super small. But you know, it's still pretty good. But anyway, yeah. So I got sparked to say this, to make this video because, um, you know, we're supposed to like reflect on God's law as we sit in our homes and stuff. So yeah, just trying to put it into practice. Um, and then also, you know, anyone watching my videos, you know, sorry about like the videos kind of getting longer. I really don't like to talk, you know. That's just like kind of me because I feel like it just invites trouble, you know. Like if you talk, like sometimes people just really misunderstand you, or you could misunderstand them. Proof of that is we literally have over 6,500 different languages in the world. So literally there is miscommunication happening. And even when you speak the same language, it's like, you know, there's miscommunication. So, you know, I just really don't like to talk sometimes, but you know, I'm thankful that God is allowing me to talk. You know, some people they are literally mute, and they probably wish they would talk, things like that. So it's always good to be grateful, but you know, just as a personal note, you know, sometimes I don't like to talk. But yeah, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching.